Sunday fun day. Just a rainy Sunday here in Michigan. 55,000 views. 4,000 views within the last half hour. Check out my Twitter account. I wanted to troll a little bit just for fun, but my God, I didn't mean to do that. So, I didn't think it was going to blow up that much. My God. Anyway, I'll put my Twitter name in the title. You can check it out for yourself. I really did a number on libtards this time. I tagged, I made a video with my NRA hat. And, I just because somebody posted something saying we're coming after the NRA. I'm not sure which anti-gunner or one of these groups. It wasn't Moms Demand Action. It was somebody else. Some high school nerd got on Twitter and said, "Oh, we're coming for the NRA," and blah, 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 blah. So I made that video. I didn't intend on, trolling anybody specific. So, blah, I can't speak. I didn't intend on trolling anybody in specific, But some high school nerd ran on Twitter saying we're coming after the NRA and blah, 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 blah. So I just made a, quick, 30-second video or whatever second it was, 25, whatever the hell seconds it was, video I made. And I said, if you get a problem with the NRA, basically what I said, if you get a problem with the NRA, do something about it or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. And I tagged all the main groups and the main anti-gunners on Twitter, all of them, well, not all of them, but a good number of them. Moms Demand Action and Everytown and the Bloomberg campaign and the Women's Against Gun Violence and Sandy Hook, Everytown, that town up in Connecticut, whatever town that's called up in Connecticut. What's that town called? Newtown or whatever. Sandy Hook, whatever. And, not to bash anybody that, is a gun violence victim. Absolutely not. That's horrible what they went through. But I'm talking about using, they're using victims for their campaign to disarm, patriotic citizens like myself. That's not right, that's totally not right. What happened with Sandy Hook, using dead kids to, confiscate personal property. That's not the way to, battle this problem, But anyway, I'm not going to get into a huge anti-gun or pro-gun rant. Basically, I tagged a bunch of them. A little bit of trolling, and then I was having dinner, and my phone just kept going boo, 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 boo. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought somebody was texting me, and I just boo, boo, boo. I'm like, what the fuck? Why does my phone keep blowing up? I checked Twitter, and they're like, holy shit. And I don't know who it was. I don't know who the culprit was. Then I found out who the culprit was, who was the one put me on blast. I'm not going to say who it was. I'm not going to say her name. Her name is not worthy. So I found out who it was. And while my phone was blasting like it was, because whenever somebody sends me a tweet or whatever, my phone, I might get one every hour. I might get once in a while I get a death threat. I get death threats all the time. I've been getting death threats for years because of my rants on social media. Who's outside? Okay, checking to see if the New World Order is going to break down my door. Okay, I'm good. All right. So anyway, yeah. So once an hour, I might get a tweet, or a couple of times an hour on my phone. But it was just I swear to God, my phone was blowing up, vibrating for 30 minutes nonstop. I put it down. I'm like, what the freak? Man, as of right now, it might be I was getting 4,000 views in a half hour. So as of right now, I'm looking, well, it's probably at 60,000 views now. I started this video, it was at 55 something. So I didn't even see who the culprit was, the one that blew me up on Twitter. I didn't even see that until it was past 55,000 views. So I didn't even know that my video that I made had that many views. I was just reading all the tweets I was getting. I'm like, what the fuck? So I did a little research, and I found out that the video was at 55,000 views, and I'm like, holy shit. So I didn't even see. I mean, I uploaded the video on Twitter and then forgot about it, and just whatever, you know, tagged a bunch of anti-gunners and I forgot about it. And then half hour, when I was getting, well, 45 minutes ago when I was checking it, that's when I first seen it. It was at 55,000 views. I'm like, oh my God. So people have been working at me for the last few hours. So I got, yeah, whatever. But anyway, I'm not going to hide or anything like that. I got nothing to be ashamed of. I'm just saying, I think I better tone it down a notch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I got better things to do than social media. I got life outside the internet, so unlike some of you nerds, that's all you do is internet. I'm probably not even on the internet, not even 2 hours a day. Probably not even that. So, I ain't worried. Anyway, tomorrow there's a protest in Grand Rapids. It's an armed protest with the Michigan militia. And there's another protest in Lansing on Wednesday. It's a cut your hair kind of protest on the Lansing at the Michigan Capitol. I'll be there. Steven Crowder is coming to Lansing. I think there's a Friday protest in Lansing. Steven Crowder is coming to Lansing on Friday, the 22nd, I think. So I'll try to make that one too. So back to Lansing, but tomorrow I'm going to Grand Rapids. Anyway, I'll put my Twitter name in the title. You can check it out for yourself. It's the pinned tweet. Hopefully I get up to 100,000 views. Yeah, and then I'm going to, you know, when I go to sleep tonight, you know, and the liberals are still thinking about me. Because I guarantee you, when I put my head at my pillow at nighttime, I'm not thinking about them. But they're thinking about me. I live in liberals' heads rent-free. And hopefully by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, I have 250,000 views. But we'll see. We'll see.